Hello, welcome to another Sunday cooking. Today I will make bánh xèo. Um, some people would refer them as Vietnamese pizza or Vietnamese pancake. It's all kind of crazy name that people attach to it, but we call it bánh xèo, BANHXEO. But for those that would like to give it a try, if you go to a Vietnamese grocery store, you would say bon bánh xèo. Basically, it's rice flour, and there are a separate pack of turmeric. Hello, Pac-Man. Turmeric is like a yellow spice that give the bánh xèo its yellow color. A lot of people that are not familiar with this dish, when they see it, it's a very common street food in Vietnam. If you go on YouTube and type this in, you will see a zillion video conversion of this dish. It's very common. But a lot of people mistake the yellow, the bánh xèo as egg. It's not. There's no egg in this at all. It's the yellow turmeric. So let's get going. I'm gonna get a bowl. I got a glass bowl right here. Put it right here for now, so you can see. Okay, let's see. It's simple. If you go to a Vietnamese restaurant, most likely you will see this as an appetizer. Okay. Woo! A little boo boo. And then I gotta cut the top part where the turmeric spice is. Okay, so cut that up and then dump it in there. This will give it the beautiful yellow color. Okay. All right. Let's try. Keep the counter clean. I don't like messy kitchen. Now the next step is you have to put in 4.5 cup of liquid. If some people put in seltzer water, some people put in 7-Up, some people put in even beer. If I'm around, if Patrick Genesee beer was here, I would put in a can of beer in here. But since I don't have it, one other thing that I can put in as well is coconut milk. Okay, so I need 4.5 cup. So of liquid. So I'm gonna go 1, and then a half, and then I'm gonna do the other 3 cup is just water. Okay, I don't have beer. There you go. And then just mix it up. Hello, Dr. Vanchilla. See, if I was cooking this at Doc house, for sure I would have a beer laying around to add in here. But since I don't have a beer laying around, I just had to go with water. Yes, Doc, for 2 cup of beer if I had it, but I don't have it, so I'm just gonna go with water and coconut milk. I also can't find my whisk. Not sure what we do with the whisk. Mix it up well, okay? Because it's great. Oh, and the other thing, green onion. I chopped up easily half a cup of green onion, okay? And basically, you make a. It's not a very thick, but it's not thick like pancake, but it's definitely um, thicker than the. Well, hard to describe how thick it should be, but so now what you need to do is let it sit. Okay, you gotta let this thing sit for about 10-15 minutes to settle. Okay, and to settle. That's what the recipe. Every time I make this, I always let it sit for 10-15 minutes, even sometimes overnight. Doesn't matter. If I don't use it all up, I put the leftover in the fridge, and then tonight for dinner, I can fry up another batch. Okay, so it's nothing wrong with put it in the fridge, right? But yum yum. This here. Holy cow. Okay, now as far as the filling that go into this dish is bean sprout and shrimp. And I don't have pork, but if you go to Vietnamese restaurant, what they put inside is usually pork, like slice of pork belly, as well as shrimp and a lot of bean sprout. Okay, so I have shrimp and bean sprout. I don't have any pork belly laying around, so I'm just gonna go with shrimp. And what I did with the shrimp was that's probably the toughest part this morning was I gotta take off the shell. Uh, in fact, there's still a shell left here. I took it off the shell and then I quickly sauteed in garlic and salt. Okay, garlic and salt. It's a good thing. Not usually not a lot of people pop into the Sunday cooking. Um, but to add more flavor to the dish, what I think when you go to a restaurant, they just toss in like raw shrimp, as well as pork belly. A lot of times the pork belly doesn't have much flavor. It's just like boiled pork belly that they slice up thin. I'm not a big fan of that. So I saute the shrimp in garlic and salt just to have it more flavor to the dish. So that's what's gonna go in the dish. Okay, bean sprout and shrimp. Um, while we wait another 5-10 minutes for the flour to thicken up and settle, we can take a quick look at next Wednesday. Oh, well, this Wednesday, not next Wednesday. In 3 days, actually, in 2 days, the Comic Link auction is going to start to end. And I was looking at the action. Let me turn on the action for you to look. Where is it? There we go. Share that. Yes, here we go. In 2 days, look at what's going on in Comic Link. The big boy books are out in force. Okay, look at that. An Action 1 Right now, the highest bid is 425,000. An amazing fantasy 9.0 50. Look at that price, 390. It's gonna be some firework. And originally, Patty was thinking about doing a live chat on Tuesday if we watch um, this auction live for entertainment's sake, but we couldn't do it. So what we are gonna do is on Wednesday. There's a lot. This auction is gonna last a whole week. Okay, so even on Wednesday, there's all kind of crazy stuff. Look at this. A seven. Look at this. Detective 31 for you, John. 5.0. It's gonna crack 100 grand. Batman one. This auction is banana. Okay, it is substantially more big books than the heritage auction that took place 2 weeks ago. So take a look for yourself. Look at that. How about House of Secret 92, a 9.8? Look at that. 34 grand high bid right now. Insanity. Okay, I'm back. I just crank up the pan, cast iron pan, right? This is the one of the few times that I wish the cast iron pan was bigger because I would like to make this bank cell in a bigger shape. The wok is definitely a bigger shape thing, but the oval shape of the wok is just not gonna work for me. Dr. Von Chiller said 34K seemed a bit insane for the House of Secret 92 9.8. Um, it's only two copies in existence, but is it insane? Perhaps. Perhaps. Uh, I can't say that I kudos to whoever it is that have the money to throw down on that book, right? Okay, cranking it up. I want this to be super, 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 super hot. Anthony's doing homework over there. Okay, for sure, what I want is a little oil on a cast iron pan, running low. Have no fear. I have the big bottle. I use grapeseed oil. My wife buy that for frying. I have no idea if it is healthy or not healthy. I'm assuming it's not healthy, but it's healthier than using other oil. But I like it. I mean, we switched over from canola oil to grapeseed oil for about 3 or 4 months now. No idea if it's has some kind of health benefits. Rag 718 is here. Yes, I am here cooking. I was not here last Sunday because we were at a friend's house. His 80, 81-year-old mother from Philadelphia. She and her friend, both lady was in 80, 81-ish, drove all the way from Philadelphia to spend like a month or two at his house. Wonderful, wonderful ladies. They were so much fun to. They were two Jewish ladies, and they invited us over there for a brunch, lunch, feast where they cooked us all kind of wonderful Jewish dish. That's where I was last Sunday. That's why there was no cooking show. Defrost only two copies in 9.8. So the big boys, the people that need that bragging right to have the nicest copy, the most beautiful copy, are the one fighting over it. I don't have that need. Even if I have the money, I don't care. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. Okay. Okay. I just step off the thing to talk to Anthony. He's doing his homework. He needs some help. So it's getting ready. As you sit, you can, definitely feel the flowers get a little bit thicker because, it dissolves more into the liquid to give it a good mix. This is a dish that really hard. And when we go to a restaurant, right, it always really crispy because they fry it in a lot of oil, almost like, I wouldn't say deep fry, but it's in a lot of oil. So the crepes is really crispy and yummy. So, but when I do it at home, I try to be a little bit healthier. So I use less oil. So it is not crispy. Okay. Okay. Let's give it a first fry. Okay. Move everything closer to the frying pan so it doesn't make a mess, right? Okay. You can hear the sizzle. Next, I put a handful of bean sprout on half of it. Okay, not the whole thing, on like half because we will fold the pancake. Okay, and then I'm going to add the shrimp. I add like four shrimp in there. Okay. And let it cook. What I do is, usually the first one is like a test. I will see how it turns out because it seems like every time I do this, the flour, because usually I add in like a can of beer or some salsa, something that help the batter get crispier. But I don't have those ingredients in the liquid right now, so we'll see if I need to add a little bit more oil than a few drops. Yes, if you have access to a Vietnamese restaurant and you go there and they have this dish there, give it a shot. The way the dish is served, they will serve you with lettuce, okay, like this. Okay, these lettuce. They serve you with these lettuce, and what you do is you break up the crispy crepe. You roll it up with this lettuce like a wrap like this, and then you dip it in the dipping sauce they give you. That's how you eat it. Okay, so I bought one of those green leaf lettuce. I wash it, I cut it. So this is how the wife and I is gonna eat it. Okay, we're gonna break up the crepes, put it in here, roll it up, and dip it in the dipping sauce. Dr. Vanchula said that he has a 10 years obsession of bean sprout. Looking good. It does not look very crispy, so the next one's gonna have a little bit more oil. That's okay. Even if it's not crispy, the taste is still going to be wonderful because remember there is a lot of coconut milk in the liquid, so it has that savory, sweet, salty flavor. Okay, so can't go wrong with it. So yes, if you're interested in some Hillary, some fun chit chat, and watching the auction, uh, tune in this Wednesday because we will run the auction at Comic Link go start at 8, okay, when it ends. So normally we run our chat between 7 and 8 and then it's over. But this Wednesday we will run an extra 30 minutes so that we can watch the first 30 minutes of the auction action on Wednesday night. So if you want to stick around and watch that, feel free. It'd be a lot of fun. Alrighty, let's see. Yes, see, it's not crispy, but it's have a beautiful yellow color. And here is where I cheat a little bit with a little butter. Put a little bit of butter on the edge so that it gives that little crispy edge. Who doesn't like butter? All right, bye, Frost. I will make one more and then turn off the chat. But anyhow, yes, if you want to take a look at all the great books at Comic Link, this auction is a doozy, okay? A doozy. Let's flip over there real quick again. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. So while I was while you were busy watching that crazy listing, I flipped and folded the bank cell. There you go. Okay, it's almost like an omelet. Okay, so you want to see, basically now I fold the one half over, and what you have is like an omelet. And you can see it is somewhat crispy. Okay, so that's one done. Let's add some oil to the pan and start with the second one. The pan is like super hot this time. Once again, some bean sprout. And then 4 shrimp. Cover it up. Let it cook away. Indeed, Dr. Van Schiller, every time that the thing is, I wonder how many copy of those books existed, because seem like okay, if you follow my auction recap, almost every big auction recap have one of those books, and it's always go for crazy money. It's amazing. I mean, it's one of those books that when you see a 35-cent Star Wars 1 variant go for 21,000, how rare is it, right? That's the question. I need to check the census to see how many copy of that book existed, because sure, it's definitely not like in the hundreds, but the question is how many, right? How many? Oh yeah, looking good. Like for this dish, I usually make 2 for me and the wife. Okay, so this big bowl right here will last us easily 2 meals. Okay, because I'm just gonna cook 4 total, and then for dinner we'll do the same thing. If not, we'll probably do it again for lunch tomorrow or dinner. Just put this thing in the fridge. It will settle. What happened is if you put this in the fridge, it will settle um, overnight or in a few hours. So when you take it out tomorrow and cook again, just give it a good stir, okay? And everything will be up and ready again. Oh, looking good, looking good. This time it cooked a little bit faster because the pan is extremely hot to start out with. Okay. You see that? I flip it and fold it. Okay. So there you go. It's like an omelet. Simple. It's a simple dish. Okay. If you go to a Vietnamese restaurant, you will see it. Give it a shot. Order it. See it for yourself if you like it or not. Um, that's it. Count one strange. You pop in late at the last second. That's it. That's what you call Vietnamese crepes or pancake, whatever you want to call it. I call it bánh xèo. Thanks for watching. If you want to go back and watch it from the beginning, you're welcome to. Just a reminder before I go, Wednesday night, longer chat because we will get involved with the Comic Link auction. It smells good. I'm getting hungry for lunch. Lunchtime. Bye bye.